Speaking of music though, J Hus, Juju J, with the album leak.
Everyone's shook to listen to it. It might turn into supermode, you know. That's crazy.
Man, are listening to 2 songs and then someone said, "Oh, they can't hate it if you got it in their right ear." I said, you lot are crazy, you know.
I mean,
nah, bruv, man's a God bless you.
Yeah.
I bathe in anointing oil every day.
What's your
Mummy's
take,
praise
bro?
are still working, bruv. I don't care, bruv. I've listened to the whole thing 5 times, bruv. Come and get me.
What's your take on like leaks in this current climate? Like, do we care about it, or like, would you call it unfortunate, or it
depends.
Just is
like
what it is?
It is what it is. We come from that generation of like never paying for music or trying as much as possible not pay for music.
Yeah.
Napstar, LimeWire, people sharing stuff, torrents. Like we come from that era, or free mixtapes from that, all that stuff. So that's what we grew up on, of like trying to not pay for music if you can, innit? Because bruv, back in the day, they used to finesse us with the iTunes, bruv.
Yeah.
How expensive music was. Obviously now, when you with a streaming service, you pay a monthly subscription, and like we're actually getting a really good deal.
Yeah.
Which makes me believe what are the artists getting paid, because you're paying your $8.99, $9.99 a month, and you have access to all this content. When back in the day, you'd have to pay £10 for one album online, or £10-12 for a physical CD in a shop.
Yeah.
So think about how much money we spending back in the day. We've come from that. I'm of that generation of trying to not pay for music, but still trying to find it some way, somehow. So it is unfortunate that it's happened to us. But I'm still going to listen. And when it hits the streaming sites, I will listen again.
Yeah.
Because what it is
Do you think?
Go on.
Do you think it will affect his rollout? Or
Not at all. Did it happen last time, or am I wrong? Did anything elite last time? No.
Nah. Do you know what? They'll release a couple singles, which he has done, but an entire album.
But if you're good enough, I remember. It's not saying it's on the same level. Remember Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Carter 3. Carter 4. Which
3.
one's got Lollipop on it?
Carter 3.
Carter 3.
Yeah.
That leaked a week before and still did a milli.
Yeah, but that was different Wayne, man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, obviously Totem Pod's different, but like we fucked with Hus
Heavy. Yeah.
crazy. I don't think it's gonna affect it. I think if anything, it's more raw. This good, because I've listened to it and I think it's fire, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fire.
Yeah, the 2 tracks I've listened to, I was like, raw. Okay. Yeah.
Is it sounding more of an album rather than just a collection of hits? Like, because that's what I feel like Common Sense was.
Yeah, I think it sounded more of an album. There's a theme. If you follow his tweets, Woke Hus is very funny.
Right.
You know, he's what would be the right terminology? He's really leaning into his blackness, his heritage. A lot of references to that. So yeah, if you've listened to it, you know what I'm referring to. Put it this way, there should be a lot of captions from this album.
Right.
Okay.
There should be a lot of captions on the gram from his album.
I think it should be out within the next couple of weeks then. If that's the case.
How do we know that he didn't leak this?
Yeah, because he
Trying
was
to
saying
force their
that,
hand, innit?
Yeah, because he did tweet.
I'm not in control of my music.
Not even that too long ago that he's not in control. If it was up to him, we would have had it already. So it might be a that type of situation. But he then tweeted the other day that he don't know who did it, but
I don't know what to believe. All I care about is the music. Obviously, fans, we can be very selfish, innit?
Yeah.
I do hear where you're coming from. I do see, like, it's always funny when people are your favourites. Rules kind of get broken for them a little bit. So people started doing the moral thing, in this era, it's really mad to be leaking music. Fuck out of here. That's how I know he wasn't outside, bro.
It's not.
We've been stealing music from knee high, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm
sorry, it's what it is.
It's more of a dickhead thing from the people around you that has leaked it.
Yeah, we just
like,
received a blessing, innit?
We received it, innit? Like, but yeah, man, people been leaking, man.
Yeah,
I remember when someone tried to leak a Beyoncé thing, and I think the FBI got involved.
The what? Bro, that was Essie. That wasn't the FBI. That was Essie, bro. We should even phone Essie and see what she feels about this Beyoncé Adidas line.
Oh, the Sainsbury thing.
Yeah, see if you can get on FaceTime quickly. FaceTime, man. See if you can get hold of Essie. That'd be dope. So we can get hold of her very quickly.
Oh yeah, them jokes were flying, boy.
Yeah,
they were flying. Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's tried to get at them. Tried to be cheeky a little bit, innit?
On Twitter.
But Beyonce Hive is crazy. They were acting like Sainsbury's is not a British institution, bro.
They don't know.
the cheek, bruv. A whole Sainsbury's. Now, as soon as someone said that to me, I couldn't like get away from it.
Yo.
Hi, babes. You alright?
Big Essie, you know, champagne Essie.
You are live on the podcast. Please do not swear.
Please feel free to swear. You shouldn't even hook up on the thing. See if you can.
Oh my god, so funny.
Hey, listen.
See if you can hook up. We were just we obviously wanted your expertise and your honest, unfiltered opinion on this very important cultural moment.
I'm getting nervous.
No, don't be nervous, man.
Okay, what's the cultural moment?
Can you hear her now?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's the cultural moment?
Talk to her. Let me turn this up.
So, Beyonce knows Carter.
I knew I would get mad. I got palpitations as soon as you mentioned her name. I knew it. I knew it was going to be something that would stress me out.
Hold on to your edges, boo.
So obviously,
Listen,
the Ivy Park Adidas release.
No. Listen, this is the thing, yeah.
Hey, did you get a burgundy box sent to your house?
No, I didn't. But listen, this is the thing. Obviously, there's people in this world who are not like, they're like casual fans of Beyonce, innit? Like they'll see her when they see her. So obviously, they're not going to go to her shows. They don't know her outfits on stage and how she looks, this, that, and the third. They don't know when her weight fluctuates or whatever. So all they're going to see is her in her one piece with her bum out. And they're like, oh, Beyonce got BBL. She's looking kind of thick. But it's like, what do you mean Beyonce got BBL? That doesn't even make any sense.
So do you think Beyonce's above having a BBL?
As long as she's above having a BBL, but she hasn't had a BBL. No one's above having it. Even her mum had surgery. Like, no one's above having it. I mean, her mum had a facelift forever. It's not above it, but she just hasn't had it.
All right, cool. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to change your mind on this one.
So
No.
Okay, so
there's nothing to change. Like, yeah, suits me, daddy. Sorry, Mr. Vance.
So the fans, or the Beehive, decided to go at a British
Sainsbury's
institution like Sainsbury's.
Anyone can get it.
Not realizing who they are chatting to, innit? Yeah. Because let's be honest,
they don't care.
When you saw the campaign, it looked like Beyonce was on aisle 6.
We live in the UK. It's like, yeah, cool. It's the colours, innit? We know, but for them, it's like, who are you? Like, who are you talking about? It's like when Target didn't want to stock, lemonades, and then I was like, well, you played yourself. So they went to Target too. Like, anyone can get it. No one is above getting recommended.
Hey, wait. So imagine, like, in my head, I've got this vision of Essie and Sainsbury's in Ivy Park. And someone tapping your shoulder,
I wouldn't wear the full outfit.
Do you know where the sugar is?
I don't like the whole tracksuit. Like, that's not me. I'd wear like a cycle short and a t-shirt. You feel me? Like,
what?
The cycle shorts.
Cover up, man.
You know what, All right, cool. Big up, like, North Wheezy and that, They love a mouth accessory. What you saying? I saw them Ivy grills. What you saying?
Beyonce's got grills.
I'm not from the West, so
yes, you are.
Everyone thinks I'm from the West.
Nah, but you float around that region.
I was thinking what you're trying to say.
You got some allies there.
Mob ties.
Actually.
You got mob ties.
I've got a little mob ties. I've got a surprise coming for Valentine's Day.
Wait, what? Are you trying to plug something?
Yeah, my mix that's coming out.
Oh yeah, plug away, man.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were saying.
I thought you had an event.
Annual Wifey Rhythms mix. No, not an event. No. My annual Wifey Rhythms mix. But I got a couple surprises on the mix. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let your bros know and just send us the mix and make sure we plug it for you. But yeah, we just wanted to talk about this cultural moment, obviously. But
So do you think Beyonce had a BBL?
Almost definitely.
You think
I
she
don't
had a
think
BBL?
so. But hey, man.
I think
she had a little nip and tuck.
I don't think she's above having.
BBL?
I don't think she's above having a BBL.
No, that's not the
That's a bit of a different argument. But
yeah, exactly. It's not that she's above having it. I'm saying if you look at her body, does it look like she's had a BBL? She's thick.
Certain angles look a bit wisdom toothish. I'll be honest with you.
There's no way.
I'll be honest.
Because she has her shapewear on.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, I don't make the rules, innit?
She looks exactly the same as how she looks when she's on stage and she's in her glittery bodysuits. The only issue is she's wider. On stage, she's smaller because she's working out and stuff. She ain't working out. It's 3 kids. What was trying to do?
What you trying to do, nigga? Hey, man. Yeah, do you know what? I don't think so. But hey, man, I do feel like, you know, she had
said
a
thank
little,
you. She said thank you.
Had a little something. You are like Beyonce's
and she was
representative.
rattled to the core.
Do you know what? It's fine.
The thing
man.
is, no, but if she had surgery, I would be like, you know what? Obviously, done. She had surgery, whatever. Because, like I said, her mum had surgery.
Would you be disappointed if Beyonce had surgery? Be honest.
No.
Okay, cool.
If everyone had the money, people would get surgery.
I mean, people don't have money and still go Turkey. Innit?
Exactly. So yeah, if you had them, then you wouldn't get a little this, that, and the third. But she definitely hasn't had any BBL.
No problem, S. I just thought we shout you and just get your thoughts on this this cultural moment. It's very important that we talk to our expert.
Yeah, we speak to the Beyonce correspondent.
I had to stick up for her because it was actually getting me stressed out. It was getting me stressed out.
Just relax your nerves,
you know
innit?
what I'm
Just
saying,
take
man.
time over there. I see you on the gram as well, posting spicy photos, but we'll talk about that later. I'll hit you up.
All right, Essie.
Bye,
We'll
guys.
speak to you soon, yeah?
Peace.
Bye.
Love every time.
See ya.
Essie was defending me with her chest. Her chest.
I'm
She's
dead.
like, hi, babes. Yeah?
Well,
Is what it is, man. Put some respect on Jay-Z's wife, innit? For Essie's sake.
I mean, it's all speculation, man, at the end of the day.
I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
It's just a funny chat, innit?
It was, man, and the collection. You see all the celebrities getting a big package sent to their house, and then I think there was like a tweet that went viral, like, oh, instead of like sending it to celebrities, you should be sending it to like budding influencers or something along those lines. And I'm thinking, she's gonna send it to her circuit, fam.
No, I think what the person said, I remember the tweet, was like, it would have been nice. I don't think it was like she should or she has to do it. I don't think it would have been nice and a bit... it
would have been great.
A bit more... I don't know if real is the right word, but I just think it would have been nice for...
Genuine.
Imagine if we could have helped her get Essie like a burgundy box. That would be lit. For people like, the everyday fan who helps keep the lights on.
It would be,
You know?
but
Not these white women in Hollywood.
what's it? Yeah, I mean, what's it gonna do in the long run?
Reese Witherspoon, you can go and buy your own drink, man. Move, man.
She could.
Move, man.
Could.
Bro, people opening the box in their driveway. All that's is bit of space,
Fam,
bro.
I saw Sierra and Russell Wilson, driving, for about 10 minutes, and I see the box in the distance, and I was like, what kind of driveway is this? How can the driveway be 10 minutes long?
Sierra won still. She's doing driveway while Future's out here looking tired, chasing young babes. I think we've lost. City Boys are down 5-0.
I see Janelle Monáe hiding in the box. Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, like, if she was to send it to an influencer, what would it do for the influencer?
It's just more lit. I think it's more lit.
Because there's more beneficial things that she's doing, like going to colleges and having these students perform with her at places like the Coachella and on tour and stuff.
Or rather than either or, why not do both? You can do both.
Yeah, I
suppose.
suppose.
I'm just saying it would have been nice.
Yeah.
You know, like everyday fan who's not going to get that that regular interaction like that to just feel super important in that moment. It would just be. I just think it would have been nice as well.
Yeah,
personally,
It's definitely true. Hopefully, maybe she might have something under the tuck. You never know.
Let's see what happens, man.
Possibly.
Do you know, whilst we were speaking about Hush, about the album leak and stuff, obviously he's been tweeting a lot, and he had tweeted out that ZZ Mills had approached him or messaged him about doing an interview and asked the internet if that would be a good idea, and if ZZ should be the person to interview him, innit? And obviously the tweets start going back and forth. A lot of people like, yeah. A lot of people like, no. A lot of people like, no.
There was like a divide, isn't it? I don't know. what type of interview are we looking for? If we're gonna have a music conversation, I'm not sure if I'm confident enough to say that ZZ Mills will be the right person to produce that.
Yeah.
Everything else, I know that she'll be good at asking and stuff like that. Like, and it's not even like what I said earlier. It's not even to discredit her. I think like she does a good job at what she does.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even from the interview that she had with AC and what's the latest one that she had?
Vic Santoro.
And the other Donny that's in
The other Donny.
the other Donny, man. What's it? That's in Backchat. I don't watch it, but I just know he's from Backchat.
Who's that?
The Donny with the long hair and the mad gold teeth.
Castillo.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, she does what she does, but would do I think that a fit with her and Hus?
Yeah.
I don't think so, man.
I don't see it. It would be nice.
I don't see it.
It's like, look
what
what
angle would you take? What angle would
Beyonce
you
thing
take?
would be we can get all of them. Go and sit down with her. Come and sit down with off the cuff.
Yeah.
And throw our hat in the ring confidently.
Of course.
Honestly. Only purely honest. Yeah? With a capital H. You get me? Shouts out to H. But I'd throw a hat in the ring. I'm humble enough to say I'm rude on TV
Yes.
because I feel like you get the in-depth conversation that some people might be looking for. It would be nice to see me with Chucky, half cast.
Yeah.
I think that wouldn't be a bad look.
But then you see someone from overseas, DJ Vlad, getting involved in the mix.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So on the intro of your album, you spoke about stabbings. How many times have you been stabbed? And Hus is just there looking at him like, if you don't get this shaitan away from me.
That's right.
It all is. You asked a good question earlier. What are we looking for? And I feel it created a wider conversation. So obviously recently we've spoken about it. Obviously Stormzy is in America doing loads. Obviously I know he come back over recently for the Box Park thing. But someone had tweeted that Stormzy had to go to New York to get asked all the real cutthroat questions that some people here in the UK were dying to find out. SMH. It could be argued that the majority of the interviewers here either don't have the reach or the guts to ask the real questions here in the UK.
That's harsh, man.
And Vans asked what we're looking for. And I think that's the important question to answer because there is a certain style. And I feel like if we're being honest, like maybe musically from our artists that are doing well, we're not looking to America like that. Like we're not trying to imitate them all the time. We still have obviously we've got the whole wave and trap era, like the DB sound, which you can arguably say like your Futures, Migos, all that stuff. But there are like some very British artists, which is just us. I don't feel like J Hus sounds like anybody in America. I don't feel like Stormzy trying to be like anybody in America. We've got our artists that are doing them, innit? But on then the media side of things now, I feel like we're still behind. So when people ask that tweet just sounds to me, what you're really saying is the age-old thing, we want our own Charlemagne-esque type individuals, whether that's Breakfast Club or Charlemagne on his own. And what you're chasing, Charlemagne of today does that less and less.
Yeah.
Which to me is hilarious. So I use an example when Van said of what we're looking for, Amaru on TV, a bit more in-depth. So the camera's just on the individual you're talking about. You don't even see the interviewer.
Yeah.
So it's already centered on the person. There are no real salacious questions. He's not trying to catch anybody out. He's not trying to draw anybody out. It's about your history, your passion, your story. You know, he's got a series called In-Depth Conversations, if I'm right. You know, like they strip away and they have those deep talks. I think if I'm right, he had one of his interviews that did really well recently was on Tiny Boost. I know when it really heard, you'd obviously know if you know that whole PYG, SN1 era, Boost going Joe, but you'd not really heard him speak.
Yeah.
And Donny gave a lot of personality in the interview, and that builds his profile. So you throw his hat in the ring, and then there's even people like someone like an SK Vibe Maker. So when Van says that's harsh, I hear him.
Yeah, like 100%. It's like, I think you have to do your research in order to kind of have those kind of opinions, because what we tend to do is that we want, we see a formula that works overseas all the time. We look at that as an example and think, oh, we need to have a similar approach. Remember like a few years ago where people were sort of like looking for a Breakfast Club type model so that we can, and there was that conversation, oh, we can never have a Charlemagne here. Otherwise, it will get sticky. London is small and stuff
I
like that.
I still don't feel like we can't.
Yeah, but we don't need to. Do you know what I'm saying?
The man said it himself at the Shout Out Live Festival they were at a couple of years ago. He was on stage. Someone asked him a similar question. He said no, because he said that's corny.
Yeah.
We don't
Create
need
your own.
that.
Create your own individual. You can be influenced.
Yeah.
You can like.
Because if that ain't you, don't try and be someone that you're not. It's not going to come out correctly. Do you know what I'm saying?
And these people are building up for their entertainment to watch it crash and burn. So I think part of the reason why people would we're jumping like it's easy because they feel like she asks the tough questions, and there is an added thing of her being a woman, so that plays a part possibly where there's like less ego. So like with the AC interview, I don't feel another man could have got AC in that vibe. It helps that she's not like she's easy on the eye as well, because he's there trying to flirt with her. He's not as like his ego's not as big. He's not trying to do the macho thing. She's got him at a level, innit?
Yeah.
But then what you're then gonna do is probably gas that person to feel like that is the right avenue, and then they're gonna give you a shit interview, and then you're gonna complain. Because much as Vans has mentioned a couple of interviews that are good, I've also seen people say other things like her, what's the YouTuber Renee, Miss R Fabulous, spoke about that interaction, didn't really think it was that good. Like she's had good interviews and she's had stuff that, and even within the good ones, of course you're gonna get people that aren't gonna like it. You're gonna, what's the rule of 10? 3 people are gonna like, 3 people aren't, and like there'll be a couple that chat shit. Like it is what it is. People aren't gonna like everything, but
yeah, I mean,
even with that same style that it seems like people are pushing for, it's not necessarily working that way. You know, it would be dope for her because she's putting in work. She's on an independent channel, and I think those things are necessary because she's not on like mainstream radio like a Dottie is. Because that tweet I read out in reference to Stormzy, I thought it was harsh because maybe we don't have as much urban platforms on that level. Stormzy goes to Hot 97, doesn't do Breakfast Club, but sits down with Charlemagne, does Sway in the morning, and is doing Rap Radar. So he does like the premium black circuit. Over here, the premium black circuit would be Dottie and One Extra, and I don't know any other radio stations like black owned or black influenced. Maybe Robert Bruce on Capital Extra, but that's going to be a more like in depth, not salacious. Robert Bruce might not ask you about Maya Jama, whereas Dottie might. And then all the only other options are they doing podcasts. So maybe it's a thing of that they don't feel we have the reach yet.
And when that person tweeted what they tweeted, what part of the interview were they speaking about specifically? If it was about the Maya Jama thing,
of course it's that salacious stuff.
Like, I mean, come on, man, you can't say that people don't have the reach to ask them about Maya Jama, where it's right there in plain sight. I think they're
referring to reach as like they don't have the reach to get the interview in the first place.
Oh, right.
I think that's what the person's referring to. Which I think is fair enough, because
it is fair enough.
There will be certain times like an artist may not feel like you're worthy of having them as of yet, and then you got to do is feed the streets. This thing for me will always be for us first and foremost and our listeners, because as dope as it's been having different guests and different personalities, different people in the room, I always, hand on heart, enjoy interactions when it's myself, Vans, Sosa, H, Essie. And in any other extension of that, recently people like Alex coming on regularly. Have people like LaSwave on, people like J King the artist on. Any like collaborations done at other podcasts. Those things for me always slap more. Obviously, having someone of value standing is always going to help promote you and push you in it. And then it's like, you know, where preparation and timing meets, and like you have a sick moment that goes viral and like more people are aware of you. But it's all the other stuff we've done prior to that allows that moment to be sick. So I'm saying, so there is that element of maybe there needs some work to be done, and also maybe some artists need to look and be like, you know what, I fuck with that. Let me give that a look.
Yeah. Give people opportunity.
Like, what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for real, I agree.
And it's just being honest in that space where that artist might be technically doing you and your platform a favor, but they see the bigger picture. Because even with Bad Boys 3's come, I haven't seen it. I know you've seen it. Yeah. They've been doing a circuit, innit? A lot of interviews. I'm sure I saw them on, obviously they were on Breakfast Club together.
Yeah, I see them.
And we'll talk about some stuff that Charlemagne was talking to Will Smith about. I'm sure I saw them on Sway in the morning as well. They've done like the black circuit.
They did. And I think Will Smith was rapping on there.
Yeah, did his Prince thing. Yeah,
Fresh Prince thing.
You come and touch your people, innit? Come to your people, essentially, innit? You know? And maybe there's that element because like Stormzy did Jonathan Ross, Dottie's. I don't know much else he's done. There is some stuff I told you like off air and that, you know. There was some stuff patterned out that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That might have been more to like our level on that.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit unfair. It's like you see that over there and then suddenly criticize here, but then there might be people giving you that. Like there are people like I will name like people like SK Vibe Maker. Just go on his YouTube channel. He interviews a lot of the premier artists that come over here.
Yeah.
I've seen DJ Double sit down with people, you know, and these are obviously people that work within the music industry, so they might have a bit more access and that. But yeah, the podcast game is coming up. You're gonna see it, innit?
Yeah, no, for real.
And if you ain't respecting it, man's gonna, you know, kick in the door, wave the 4-4.
Yeah.
It's the truth, though, bro.
Yeah, that is a fact.
Put some respect on RESPECK, respect on our names, bro.
On our name. Yeah.
But that's the funny thing, obviously. At the same time, when you have, you can be quite opinionated as well. Don't be surprised if you talk spicy about artists and then it's a struggle to get them on. You can't have both worlds, innit? Yeah, no, I feel like people want the Charlemagne, Wendy Williams type-esque individual, but there's a lot that comes with that, innit? Mm-hmm. People won't fuck with you. So do you want the people? Do you want the industry?
And the artists are listening anyway, man. They're listening.
There's a lot. Listen.
They're listening.
I even get it, bro. When like the little love we got and it shouts at everyone that shows when they see us out, shows us love. But like the man them like I ain't seen them in the I see you doing your podcasting is popping still on that. It's like, are you saying this because you feel this thing you need to say to me, or you genuinely interact and listen, but you do the silent listen or you're praying the thing, which is cool. It all helps, innit? Just hit that like, comment, subscribe from time to time. I'd appreciate that.
Get involved in the conversation.
You know, get involved in the conversation if we move you in it. So it is an interesting conversation because I think that's the key thing to highlight is what do we actually want?
Yeah, I mean, like there's various different, like even with podcasts, there's so many different podcasts and there's different ones for different things. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, go to what you're looking for, innit? Go towards what you're looking for, and I guarantee you'll find it. Like, especially in, like, we tend to focus on what the US is doing, which is cool because
they're the forefront of popular culture. They've been that for years, innit? So.
And they do have amazing things that we do heavily consume. Yeah. So, like, I'm not mad at that, but don't just make that what it is and think that, oh yeah, we need to replicate that.
No, bro.
And there's a lot more smoke and mirrors behind the scenes. You're even surprised, even some artists on like, they've been people that I would have expected to be more receptive and easier to communicate with that have been harder to communicate with. And there's been people that have been on a bigger level that you would have thought, right, it would have been like, go the management route. And they are sometimes the easiest people to communicate with. All it takes is a DM or simple email or ring someone that knows someone and like, yeah, that's not, my man knows, but you'll come down. So like, it's also on the artist, the individual, whoever the personality on their end. Look how easy it was for you to get MVP, even though we banned at the start, to get someone like MVP on. That's a decent look for us.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like we got to have him in an environment and a slightly different setting than I've seen him interview-wise. Yeah. Not saying that Donny's been stiff in interviews, but it's more relaxed, so you're around the man then. Yeah. We still have the right conversation, but you're involved in our convo, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
You know? That's enough back scratching of ourselves and stuff. You get me? Who do you not rate though interview wise in the UK? It's probably a good question to ask.
You mentioned Chucky earlier. I think he's really good. He's doing a lot at the minute. Yeah. You know, with obviously Half Cast. Yeah. He's been doing the Vice documentaries, and I think he's part of like In the Duffel Bag podcast with JD Sports. So yeah, man, he's always kind of like been someone that's championed having conversations rather than a quote unquote interview. Yeah. Which, you know, you've got to give him props for and respect for. Because there was a time when, especially when I was interning at radio, he was a DJ at that radio station and he was like really about that before it became like such a huge thing here. So he's a guy that I really rate in this thing. Who else? Amaru Don TV. I feel like his, like, if you really wanna an in-depth interview, even type conversation as well, go check his stuff out, because I feel like someone like him, he's mad credible only to the people that tune in. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not like one that's like grabbing all the headlines and stuff. But if you want to find out some of the right stories, within the people that he has on his platform, you'll get that. Do you know what I'm saying? So
sorry, the series he's got is called Introspection. I said I called it In Depth, but it's called Introspection. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah,
something like that.
And even Dottie, yeah. I think she's amazing, bro.
I just think she's good.
I
think
she's good. I think she's just all round
on the radio in general.
Yeah, like
Dottie's good.
She's just like, I think she's just all round good. Like she could do the sit down thing. She can bust jokes. She has a little rants. I'm just like, yeah, you're thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like her makes me want to tune back into radio.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people I feel like I love the radio a little bit.
I know what you mean.
Become a bit too cookie cutter, or like too stiff. Because there's certain rules around radio. You know, like how we can be quite loose here and free. Over there, obviously, you've got daytime people on their way to work with the kids in the car. You can't be talking about this and that, and even right now, I feel like I'm about to censor myself. You can't talk spicy at 7 a.m. in the morning. Basically, is what I'm trying to say, innit?
At the end of the day, you have a duty in it, and there's just certain things that you can't do, and you'll align yourself when you're in the right environment. So,
but there's a skill to be had to being able to get your point across, banter, and still be funny and engaging, but still be wholesome.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There is still a skill to that. Yeah. I feel like sometimes it can maybe even be a little criticism on here. Maybe I don't know how you lot feel. Like sometimes maybe let the M word fly too freely sometimes.
Yeah.
Like niggas be nigging, but I don't have to remind you that they nig. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
The F word sometimes, innit?
Yeah.
Because there was one time I was listening back trying to edit the podcast, and I had it turned up. You know, like, how can I now be feeling embarrassed? Like my mum walked in the room and said, "What's that you're listening to?" I turned it down. I turned it down. I said, "Mum, I'm sorry." And why am I feeling embarrassed about me being in my natural environment? But a little bit of me is like, yeah, this is a bit much.
Do you know what?
We let the F word fly.
Do you know what's funny? Yeah, I went to see a family friend on the weekend. Yeah, and she's like the mother to like my goddaughter. Yeah.
Okay.
She was like, oh, you know your goddaughter, like she's like your number one fan. Like I see her trying to listen to your podcast the other day, and I was like, whoa.
I said, lows.
I was like, whoa.
The bluest dial.
I was like, nah. We can't have that.
Yeah. Let's podcast more Peppa Pig.
Nah, she's 12, innit?
She's okay.
So, but so yeah,
bro, at 12, do you know what I was listening to and watching, bro?
It's not a Peppa Pig thing, but
bro, she listened to way worse than Off the Cuff, bro. Sorry to break it to you.
but yeah, you don't want to listen to some of the conversations that we be having.
Yeah, but it's obviously
you're listening to music, but you know, like when you're a kid, there's certain songs that you didn't even clock the lyrics, especially in pop songs.
Yeah.
Oh, they used to put it in pop songs. They used to just there you go, more. You'll be in there, and then you get this true. Like even some of the stuff, the R&B
like,
stuff. You listen
hit
to
me,
like,
baby, one more time, and then
It's true.
baby. What's going on here?
So yeah, man, I was like, nah, yeah. You're more inclined to concentrate when someone's having a conversation, as opposed to when you're listening to music.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like just watch over, like if she's listening to the podcast, like obviously streams and that. Just watch over, small innit.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't listen, but like,
certain parts.
Help me.
cover your ears and that.
Yeah,
cover your ears.
Good. I'm optimistic about the space. Just to kind of like draw a closure on the conversation we're having in regards to interviews and what we go over here. I just don't. There's nothing wrong with paying attention to what's going on in America, but I don't want that to become the totality of what we're trying to do. Because I know a lot of people we've had on here who are aspiring and doing like local community radio, online radio, podcasts, people trying to present, YouTube. There are loads of different avenues, and it's always funny, and I've said it a couple of times on here, about that conversation about there's so many podcasts. Every couple of days I'm seeing more big corporations, more people in radio, big personalities having
podcast, or
even just being blessed with a podcast, whilst the people at this lower level complain about people on your level. Like, they're seeing what's going on. I'm not going to put a name on it. I see a radio presenter oh yeah, check out my new podcast I'm starting. I've got this person coming on, you know. I will always champion what I feel is the, you know, like I got it out the mud.
Through the trenches.
You know, the typical rapper shit. What trenches did you go through, bro? Life was sweet, middle class boy, but through the trenches, innit? Coming from just social media, creating your own platform. Not saying not having a knock on like anybody that's like worked their way up onto like mainstream radio and then goes to the podcast, but I know for me, what I look at and rate, innit?
No, I definitely hear what you're alluding to, you know what I'm saying? But it's just one of them things, bro, man. Like, podcasts, the podcast industry has definitely been popularized, and I feel like it's been popularized by us because we've had success stories. So other people are looking at it like,
when you say us, not just us, like us, like the community of podcasts,
us, like as a community, like
because they're like, you lot sucking your own dicks.
Not like specifically us, but a lot of the podcast community that just started it. And, you know, have like, you know, people are watching what like all of us are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like live shows and this, that, and the other, like deals and shit, like it's, you know. So they're thinking, wait, we've got a platform already. Let's make one. I see Peter Crouch with one, which is doing very well.
I heard it's actually really good. His one,
and I'm hearing Fern Cotton's one is like, you know, she's actually just taken a step back from all the other stuff that she used to do to just focus on this podcast.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they've got the ability to do so.
I'm not trying to be that person that like helped everyone make it to the promised land and I didn't make it. Me too. I want to make it. I will be there. Word to Cold Steps. What do you mean I'm not on the guest list?
Off the cuff worldwide.
Man's outside the cuff, my bow tie, like Brother Muzone. Oh, sorry, not tonight, lads. No. Let man in it.
Trust.
About not tonight, lads.
Man wants his 40 acres and a mule, you know.
I'll take a 32 and break off my family 8 acres, something like. But that's all we want, bro. What they promised me in the good book.
Trust.
I want to go to the land of milk and honey. You know,
I'm telling you,
the sweetest nectar, bro. What do you mean? I don't want to be here eating processed food. Me too. I want to go there, bro.
It's true, bruv.
Oh man, I want to go there.